to do is be thankful for the life you got, you know what I'm saying? Stop looking at what you ain't got, start being thankful for what you do got. Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey!
That's right. Fancy clothes, fancy cars, and then you see we're gonna go far, cause everyone knows who you are. So live your life. You steady chasing that paper, just live your life.
All right, you guys, this time on the Next Up Bodybuilding podcast, we have IFBB Pro, Mr. Bradley Betts. Bradley, good morning. I know we just got done eating breakfast. So
how you doing?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. All right. So I just had what did I have? 2 packets of grits. They were butter flavored. They're awesome right now. I'm about 6 weeks from a show. So I got to ask, did you have a better breakfast than me?
This morning I did. Definitely had a better one. I had a muffin and 2 Cliff bars, 2 shakes, and then I had some beef, peas, and potatoes.
Okay.
So I guess I've had like
potatoes. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's whatever you ever get to those points where you just throw whatever you can and make sure your macros fit, but you got to get your micronutrients in too. So it's not all so pretty.
Yeah. It's not just jasmine rice and chicken.
Oh no, I'm not a big. I'm an Irishman, so I love my red potatoes.
Oh, do you really? That is when my coach gave me red potatoes, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? But like I've just seen it work time and time again. So it's like, all right, red potatoes is really the secret. Like that's where
they digest easy.
They digest super easy, and like the volume that you get for the calorie is just perfect, and they taste good, right?
Yeah, I said the same thing. I feel like you get a little bit more volume than you would with any other carbs and stuff.
Yeah,
so exactly.
So you said you're an Irishman, so the red potatoes. Have you explored and got the golden, the yellow ones?
Yeah, the golden. I've done the medley. There's purple ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't know there was purple, but I mean, it tastes good. I like them in breakfast. I like to do that with like some on top of an egg.
Okay.
It's so fun. Oh yeah, we can talk food all day.
We could. I mean, one thing I learned being a pro is like, especially men's physique, they're all just fat kids and skinny kid bodies. That's it. Before prejudging even started, my guys knew where we were going to eat afterwards.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you go out with the whole crew?
We tried to, especially last year. It was it just didn't work out due to COVID at the height of the pandemic and all. But we've done a couple outings with some folks, and they're really cool. Yeah, all the guys.
Well, it's really hectic too. Like I think a lot of people think shows, especially because one of the guys I competed against this year at Dallas, just last week, he was thinking, oh, this is my first pro show. It's going to be way more organized. I was like, I even told him when we got there, I was like, be prepared. like they do as best as they can. But you never know how quick or slow things are going to go and what's going to happen. And then the judges need a break and whatnot. So when that happens, it's hard to get a meal after or set up like a dinner with somebody after. Because I think this time we didn't even get done and out of there until 9:30, 10 o'clock or something like that. That night.
Dang, that's late for pros. For the record, that's late for pros.
Yeah.
I know, like, it's always case by case and promoter by promoter and how they organize a show. But, some shows there's like, hey, you will go on at 11:06.
Yeah.
I love those.
Or I wonder what show, I guess I've only done like 4 different, they only have like 4 different shows for us. But the Parezzo, Ed and Betty Parezzo did a great job, though. I can't complain at all. Like they definitely put on a great show, and I'm used to it now. Like after a few years, I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna like my first show. I remember I was like, we're going on 30, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, we're going on 30. No, so this time I'm like, and I'm seeing other people like that are super nervous going on stage because they think they're about to go on stage, and we're just kind of relaxed and eating some rice cakes. Laying down.
Yeah, dude. All right, we got to get into some other stuff, but I remember, so I coached a couple guys to the Indie Pro show, right, on the NPC side, and we're backstage. The expediters, they're they're always hectic, always yelling, oh, this, it's a fire drill, the world's ending, the sky's falling. Like, you got to get back here. You got to get back here. So I'm like, all right, you guys, like, this is how it actually works. We finally go back there. And I just see guys pumping up, and they're pumping up for days.
Yes.
And I just tell my 2 guys, I was like, sit your ass down. Like, you see that bitch? Sit there. Don't touch a weight. Don't do anything. Just sit there. They were so bored because they were sitting for like 20, 30 minutes maybe. And then I started like to pose them a couple times. And I was like, all right, now we can pump up and get in line. But it's like, there's no reason for competitors to just be having a full workout session.
Oh, yeah. And you can't say anything. Even like, I mean, you're a coach. You obviously shouldn't be coaching somebody else. But even for me as a competitor, like, I want to be a nice guy and be like, hey, bro, you've been pumping up for like an hour. Like,
just chill.
I saw some guy this time and I felt so bad. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm just going to let my coach help me out and do my thing. Yeah. So it's still hard.
Yeah, it's so hard because you're just watching them and you're like, why are you putting yourself through that? Because you ain't got water. You probably ain't got no food other than rice cakes. Like, you're not going to get any bigger.
Yeah, that's true. And then I think I saw one guy that like jumped over a chair too. And my coach was like, oh my God, that's how you get injured. You're so dry and like tight right now. It's like, you got to be so careful, and you could tear something that way.
Yeah.
Things you learn though.
Things you learn. It's definitely called bodybuilding, not bodybuilt.
Yeah. You're right. That's a good one. I like that.
It's not original. I probably should trademark that. I don't think anyone has.
Yeah, that's a fucking good one right there.
But dude, so we'll get into being a pro in your division specifically and all of that. But before we, dive deep into bodybuilding and how you got started, so we met at, what was it, Barks Gym up north in Fishers, Indiana, right?
Yep.
All right. And
I was just there this morning.
Okay, nice. I remember seeing you. I was like, dude, there's a wheelchair division. And you were like, yeah, I'm pro. And I'm like, oh, shit, cool.
Yeah, I loved it. It's been 2 years now. Maybe 3.
Okay.
Something like that. 2019.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Thank you.
So outside of this world that we call bodybuilding and being fanatics about food and all of this, what do you do for work? Because before the podcast, I said, neither one of us have won the Olympia title just yet. So what pays the bills?
So I got a settlement for my accident because I am paralyzed. I guess, and a lot of people don't know that. But and then I also Uber. Okay. So because I get bored. I don't necessarily need to work too much, and I trade stocks.
Nice. You do options.
I kind of like. I Uber probably part-time though. I think I might put in 36 hours sometimes or 40 hours. It just kind of depends on my mood. But I only work the hours that are good. So like when people are partying and I can't party and I'm up late, I'll go and work. Like it'll be like my way of partying and like socializing too.
Gotcha. Okay, that's awesome, dude. And you trade options too?
Yeah. I haven't messed with the market too much. I'm long on my options right now. But I've been trading for like a couple years now too. Well, probably like 3 or 4.
Damn, we're gonna have to connect on that because it's something I feel like my job is a little too, my bandwidth isn't enough due to my work. But I would love to get into options. I've done a lot of research around it, and the potential versus the risk is definitely there if you time things properly. Scary. Yeah, you can lose a lot quickly, but that's where all the real, cheese
money
is made. Yeah,
that's why I'm long right now, which means I'm just farther out on my options, which means they're less riskier. But I mean, it can still be risky, especially with the market is the way it is right now. You never know. You never know,
right? You never know. But all right, cool, man, dude, that's awesome. All right, so you're an IFBB pro, specifically in wheelchair. So can we talk about that? You got into an accident. So what was that like? And then what made you, go from there to bodybuilding? Or was it something before?
What happened to me was I was in my backyard when I was 17. So that was about 12 years ago. I'm 29 now. I was in my shed putting some stuff away and a tree fell.
Okay.
The tree fell. It was like on someone else's property, but the tree fell through my shed and then hit me in the back. And there was like the red Craftsman toolbox, like the mold, big red ones, and it like the tree landed on it and like smashed it down halfway, but just like kept enough space from so the tree didn't crush me. Wow. And so I remember I knew right away I was paralyzed. I was conscious.
No shit.
The whole thing. Yeah, I was like, well, I didn't know the word paralyzed, but I was like, dude, I don't feel shit. And like, it wasn't so much. I mean, I guess it wasn't a lot of back pain, but I was just kind of like, it was like video games when you hear like a grenade go off and you get a ring in your ear. You know what I'm talking about? That's how it was. And I could just hear voices like were so vivid and loud. And I was just like, oh shit, this is like serious. But when I got up in the hospital and like, it was like, I didn't like take it too bad. I mean, it was more like later is when I started saying, I was like, oh shit, like my life is really about to be changing. Gotcha. You know? So, but then it took me like, I'd say about 6 years to really get a grasp. And then that's kind of when I got into bodybuilding and lifting, and that it helped me a lot because it's not just about lifting and to me and looking good. I also get around a lot better than most people in wheelchairs. Like do everything. Like, like I've seen people in wheelchairs like getting out of cars and I'm just like, damn, like, I really like I can move. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it helps because you got these little dangling legs you need to move around. You know? Like, so you got to have a big upper body. And
and dude, I've seen you more times than I can count. And then like expressed on your IG, it's always impressive, right? That you don't do like assisted pull-ups or you don't make some bullshit excuse. You find a way and you climb up on the fucking bar and you do your set of pull-ups.
I stole that from somebody too. He actually passed away. He was a wheelchair bodybuilder. He beat me my first amateur competition.
Gotcha.
So he actually kind of taught me how to do that. But I also, another thing is I only do pull-ups like towards the end of my set. I don't like to do less than 10 reps, really. Like that's my failure, you know?
Yeah.
So I actually feel like I get more out of my workouts when I'm doing like lat pull downs and whatnot.
Yeah. I understand. If you ask me what my back workout consists of, it's barbell rows.
See, so I don't know, but body weight, it looks cool. People are like, yeah, woo. Or
it does look.
Every once in a while, people want to see me do crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Man, dude, that's awesome. All right, so explain what was it like from, you're in the wheelchair, leaving the hospital, and 6 years later, like, hey, I'm going to do bodybuilding. Because that's you could have been everyone else, like you see getting in and out of cars and struggling.
Yeah. So first of all, when I got to the hospital, I remember like one guy was actually in a wheelchair who was like talking to us, and I saw him transfer from the ground into a wheelchair. I will say he was like 140 pounds, and I'm like a 200-pound person at this point. And I saw him pop up so quick, and I was like, oh, hell no, I ain't never gonna do that. And I mean, now I'm 185 pounds, and I do it so easily.
Yeah.
Like opening doors. I remember just like going off bumps, like, because sometimes you got to go off little bumps in your wheelchair, get up them, and they were like teaching me. I was like, dude, this is like scary. But I mean, eventually it was probably because my friends and family, like, they didn't not allow me to sit at home like right away. We're in high school, man. What do? We partied in high school. Like, they would like, get up, let's go out. We're gonna go to this party, or we're gonna go to the pool. We're gonna go do this. I was like, really? Like, and they made sure like I didn't make excuses for myself not to do things.
Yeah.
So, and then now it's just like, now I'm into bodybuilding that I don't even really do much anymore besides bodybuilding. I enjoy it. Some people think I have a boring life, but I mean, that's what I like to do.
Dude, I have a very boring life.
Yeah, but you share it with someone you love too, so that can't be that boring.
It's not that makes it doable, I'll say.
Yeah.
It
makes the journey better too.
It makes it better for sure. Like, we're in prep.
Yeah, because I saw her kill it too.
Yeah, she's my wife, so obviously I love her and all. But people you know, they'll come up to me like, oh man, that's awesome. You know, your wife, you know, does it as well. And I'm like, man, if she didn't, like, she wouldn't be my wife type shit. Just because you understand firsthand, like what this takes, you know, the time, at least the time commitment that's involved. And then, you know, the opportunity cost of going out and doing party and stuff. And then whatever it may be, we limit ourselves. So it's like, man, if I didn't have that person that was on board and had at least been through one prep to know what it's like, I couldn't see that person being with me today.
That's kind of how I feel too. It's definitely different, but you know, right now I'm just focused on myself. So
good.
The good ones come.
Yeah, yes. Take your time. No rush, because because
we got the Olympia in 15, 16 weeks.
Oh, that's right. By the way, congrats on your win. You went down.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
And you took care of business at the Dallas Eurpoa, right?
Yeah, a couple guys didn't show up. One was injured, and two, I don't really know what happened. So I was upset like when that happened because I want to compete, man. I don't care. Like the prize money's cool and all, but like I want to see how good I am. Like at the end of the day, I want everybody to be there, and also it really helps represent our sport when everybody shows up. One, like I said, when I knew the guy and Tony was injured, and he told me that, and I knew that Harold, who wins the Olympia, he wasn't going. Oh, I was like, oh, my eyes kind of lit up. I was like, ooh, like I have a chance to win this.
Yeah.
Just worked my ass off.
Good. And what did it feel like winning?
Dude, it was amazing, bro. You like almost like, so I'm sitting on stage and because obviously they don't say who won first, they say who got second.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, you want to make sure that name's not
you. Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me. Don't pick me.
I know. I was sitting there, and when he said someone else's name, I like waited, and I was like, he didn't say my name, did he? And I was like, yeah. And it's kind of sad that you're kind of saying yes, that you got second, not yes, I got first. You know, but it is what it is.
It's a sport, right? There can only be one winner, unfortunately. So it makes sense. That is hilarious. Yeah. I haven't won as a pro yet, but I would imagine it's a little different. And I hope you enjoyed it.
It was a lot different I don't think I was as hype at my amateur show. Yeah. But which is weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I feel like I've been putting more work in now since I've been a pro than I did as an amateur. It's a total different. Yeah. I don't know. IFBB is way different than NPC.
All right, elaborate a little bit more. Like, what do you mean?
I'm saying if I were to show up like I did when I was NPC or put the work ethic I did in as an NPC competitor, I'd look like a joke on stage.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because these pros are just like, even now, like every time after each show, it's not like, I do have times where I look great, but most of the time I'm just like, oh shit, I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm not lean enough, which is the biggest thing. Those guys are just lean as hell, but straight muscle.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. It's a whole nother level. And I try to explain that to some guys, especially my guys that, you know, I'm working with. They're like, oh, I want to compete again. I'm like, no, your goal isn't to, you know, be the best NPC athlete. Your goal is to be the best IFBB, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, to get there, we gotta put some time in. And those, when you're upstage as a pro, it's different. You
got to know how to pose too. You can't the judges look for so much more. Like I noticed that's one thing I had to really work on was posing is because I don't know if you look back at your amateur pictures, but
there's only one photo I like is when I won the overall in Texas. And it's just like the shorts are nice, good tan, good background, good front pose. And I never once hit that front pose again, really. I don't wear those shorts. And it's every other posing. Every year, I'll look back to the previous year and I hate my entire routine.
Yes, I get that too.
I hate it all. And it's like, this year it's like, oh, this is the routine. This is gonna next level. Everyone's gonna love this one. I guarantee you by 2022, by December, I'll be looking back and I'm like, why did I hit that pose? Why did I think that routine was?
Yeah. Well, that's how you get better, though, is because we're all our own biggest like critique, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you make a new pose routine each show, or do you kind of just like flow with the same one?
Typically flow with the same one. There's gonna be a couple adjustments from last show to the next one.
Okay.
I'll hit a couple different poses in like the transition, but essentially it'll be 80% the same.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do the same. And one year I did the same when I first came in, but since it's the Olympia, I might do something different. 16 weeks gives me time though to do that.
But that's the hardest part. It's like if you don't have it's not even a posing coach. It's like I don't know, the people that dance. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, a choreographer. I just stay up at night in bed thinking, I'm like, all right, what could my routine be? Well, and like for weeks, it just plays in my head. Like, what could it be? What pose would I hit?
You go to the song first?
No, we don't have songs. Men's Physique, bro. They don't give us songs. It's whatever the DJ's playing. That's our song.
Okay, because they kind of did it. They did us that way this time, but we also got a pose routine.
Okay.
And I was wondering what the hell they were talking about, because this was, I swear, every show's different, but they were like, yeah, go out there and hit 5 poses real quick to this random song. I was like, do we normally do this? I don't recall. Yeah. So I just went out there and hit my 5 favorite poses to some random song, but we also get like a 2-minute routine as well.
Yeah, we don't get that. We don't get that at all.
But like you said, you got to be a choreographer. I remember when I was watching these guys in a wheelchair for the first time, man, they were like spinning around with like ballerinas and shit. Yeah. And I was like, dude, how are you guys so good? But some of them are dancers too. Like some of the guys I compete with. Yeah, they like flip people over their bodies and stuff. I don't do that, but
I don't either.
Yeah, I was like, well, no wonder you're so good. Because that's how Arnold became a really good poser, is he worked with a ballerina, and he was like, he said, what could you teach me? And she taught him a lot.
My posing coach up in Seattle, he's a ballerina. He was a ballerina for like, do you call them ballerinas if they're guys? I don't know. For like 20 years, right? And he taught me the steps and tendu and all this crazy stuff, and it's awesome. But the first thing I ask guys, because they'll ask me, because I'm kind of like one of the only men's physique pros in Indianapolis that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know any.
I don't know any either.
I know one. He's in Bloomington.
See, it's an hour away, right?
Yeah. He doesn't come to your territory.
Nah. But they'll ask me like, hey, can you help me with posing? My first question is like, do you like to dance?
Yeah.
Because if you don't like to dance, or you're not a good dancer, it's harder. It's harder to pose.
Yeah, you don't have the rhythm.
You don't have the rhythm. And I don't have that internal clock that says 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, man, posing it's a challenge. You guys make it look easy. I couldn't. Yeah. It's
the wheelchair, it is a bitch. Well, especially because I'm really tall, since I'm 6.5
right.
foot tall. 6'5".
You're 6'5"?
I'm 6'5". I was 6'5" at 17, and then I had a spinal fusion, so I probably would have grew a little bit more.
Holy crap.
With that being said, think about when guys hit their front double bi. They put their foot behind them, or their back double bi. They put their foot behind them. We don't have anything to put behind us. And me, I'm so tall. When I hit my back double bi, if I were to arch, that's another reason why I need to get bigger, is because I can't arch my back as well without falling back. But I'm working on it. I might get some like ankle weights to hold my chair down in the front.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm gonna fall back, so I don't really get the arch that I would like to when I'm hitting that pose. But yeah, it's very difficult. I don't want to fall on stage.
Don't fall in general.
Yeah. Officer down like Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
But I didn't win.
Yeah. That's a bad look. It's a real bad look.
I mean, that's what I'm going for, though. If I ever win the Olympia, I'm doing the officer down like Ronnie Coleman. So people freak out. Just fall out of my chair. People would love it.
It's so messed up. That's awesome. Oh my God. All right, cool, man. So who are you working with as a coach?
Leland Campbell.
Campbell. Tell me about him.
He's a buddy of mine. He was a friend of mine, and he just kind of was like, I worked with a couple of coaches before, and he was like, I can get you your pro card. And it took me a year to build my trust for him. But I ended up trusting him, and we got my pro card. And I remember right afterwards, I was like, so we go to Dallas, because Dallas was my first show in 2019, and I got third place.
Good.
And then so I was like, hey, we got Dallas in so-and-so weeks. If I do well, I qualify for the Olympia.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, you want me to coach you? And I was like, well, we won our pro card. Like, I wouldn't go switch coaches after, you don't switch coaches when you're doing well.
Nah.
So it's and he even said, yeah, if you ever got to the point where we like peaked or plateaued, or you had a coach offer you, a really good coach offer you something that you couldn't turn down, he was like, I'd recommend it to you. But until then, we're just kind of rolling with what we got, and he knows my body really well. So
that's awesome. You can't beat that. I mean, yeah, I understand. Like once you find your groove, find your coach, they understand, where you are, where you want to go, and what foods work for you. It's like, man, why mess up the secret sauce from Coca-Cola, right? And
exactly. Yeah. And like, he's also like, he's my friend. So it's not outrageously expensive. It's affordable for me, because it would be, I know coaches and I know some people that
pay out the
what they pay. And I'm just like, oh my God, like that's so much money. Even some amateurs, I can't even believe it. Like, because I'd be pissed if I had paid that much money and I could go pro, but like, it's a lot harder than we think. Like, I think it is a lot harder. You gotta be the best person on stage that day. It's just,
it's a lot.
And you only get like a few minutes to show off your fucking year of work.
Yeah, at most.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. People always ask me, he's like, hey, how much does your coach charge you? I'm like, I don't know. You got to ask him.
Yeah, because also if a coach knows that you work harder, he probably gives you a better deal.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like if he knows you're going to be the shit, like where you're going to be decent, he'll be like, hey, I'm going to help you out. Like, it helps him out.
Yeah, I mean, it helps him out because like you're filling up the roster, and a lot of coaches, they deal with bullshit, lack of better words. It's like, they're not your therapist, they're your coach, right? Yep. And you can't try to put all that on someone else. Like, get some counseling, highly recommend it. There are other folks that are qualified with degrees, they're wonderful. Your insurance probably pays for it.
Yes.
That person is not your bodybuilding coach. Yeah.
Yes.
Your bodybuilding coach might give you some life advice, but go get a counselor, because that shit's just not fair. And whatever you're paying them is not worth the money.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I've had a lot of people with the life coach or even I think sometimes it's just accountability.
Yeah.
When you hire a coach, like if you're not even into bodybuilding, a lot of people will just hire a coach for accountability. And luckily, like, my coach will even say sometimes I suck at sending in check-ins. He's like, luckily you stay on your shit.
Yeah.
And, he was like, but I need more check-in pictures. But it stresses me out because I have to sit on a scale in the morning. And also, like, I'm weird. Like, I wake up early in the morning and I eat some of my carbs and go back to sleep and then wake up again. So it fucks up everything.
You did say, I'm like, it's 10:30. Why did you already take a nap?
I know. And then I avoid people that way too. Like, because when you're in prep, and it's nobody's fault at all. So it's stupid for me to get pissed off at somebody when I go to a gym and I can't do the shit I want to do. They pay as much as me. They have every right to be there, and use every piece of equipment like me. So I control like I say, I like to control what I can. So I wake up early, hit the gym, no one's there. And I get outrageous pumps when no one's there because I'm just constantly
going, picking up your weights. No stops, no interruptions,
nothing.
I love it. And that's like, other than like Ben being just a dope guy and having some really cool stuff at his gym, like that's why we're members. Like, we go there on Mondays, and it's a further drive than for Vasa for us, because Mondays are always hell at those big commercial gyms, and it's like we can go get our workout in and crush it up at Ben's and hang out with some cool people. And it's nice. So
Ben helped me too out this prep.
Oh, did he?
So I'll give him a little shout out. Yeah, we use the new X on me once a week. I'd say an average of once a week. This prep, we sometimes got it twice a week.
Okay.
He helped me with some poses, and he's just a guy, if I ever need like help, where I'm like, hey, what do you think? Like he gives me his advice. And same thing with Caleb Schwartz. Like towards the end, he really helped me out with my he did like some chiropractor work on me, like massage, like therapy type stuff, and really helped me like open up my back a little bit more. My teres major and minor are a little tight, but and he also helps with poses. Like I like taking advice, or at least like taking things with a grain of salt from people that know what they're talking about. I can, you know, you can tell me to pose a certain way, and then I'll go back and look at it. If I like it, then I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
So they really helped me with that stuff this year, and I really think it helped with my posing.
That's awesome. Tell us about the new X, because I've been able to hop on that a couple times, and I can't speak highly enough about it. Right.
Ooh, yeah.
Other than that, it costs like $15,000.
Hey, I don't even know what it costs.
A lot.
Yeah, I actually, like you said, I love it, and so what I really like about it is, since I'm always...
So New X is a electronic muscle stimulation machine, right?
Yes. Yes. So we used it on my back and chest only. Those are the two things I want to bring out the most.
Yeah.
Me being in a wheelchair, and especially because I'm actually a T12. Or T8, my fault. T8 meaning I only have my top 4 abs. So below those 4 abs, I don't really have function. Like, so I couldn't do like a deadlift or even a seated deadlift because I have to use my arms to sit up.
Yeah.
So we used the New X to not only like, we would hit muscles below my injury. So like my lower back, I was able to engage my lower back a little bit more than I ever had in the middle back and below my injury by putting those electronic stimulators there. And I could feel it. It was like a burning feeling. I was like, dude, this is weird, man. Like, but it ached and it felt really good. And I started to see muscle development below my injury. And I've never really seen that. But it also like helped after my workout because it helped me create that mind and muscle connection. And then another thing is, you got to think, since we're only using our upper body all the time, my shoulders and my elbows are just worn out. Like, you know, I don't get that break between leg day. Actually, I'll take 1 to 2 days off a week. But what it would do, the New X would allow me to do less reps and less weight. And it less wear and tear on my shoulders and elbows.
Gotcha.
So it really helped there too.
Damn, that thing sounds like a miracle for you.
Yeah, it is. I heard you can use it on your legs too. Like some people are like,
oh, for you, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
For me, like, I'm good, bro. Like, thanks for the recommendation. That grain of salt you were talking about earlier. Yeah, you can throw that away.
Yeah, I bet that would hurt though. Yeah, I mean, I've heard, what's his name? Nick Walker's been doing it a lot with legs.
Oh, I
think Jennifer Dory does it a lot with her legs too.
I think Ben was telling me he even put it on his calves, and Ben and Chad, they put it on their calves and they did maybe 2 exercises and they were done. Yeah,
I'm sure, dude. It's like that. And I'm not going to say I'm like crazy sore after anymore because honestly, I don't know about you, but I think my nutrition takes care of my soreness now.
Yeah. Once you get that on point, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I don't get as sore. I used to be like, oh, I'm not getting sore, I'm not getting stronger. But obviously, I mean, I keep gaining weight. So
yeah. It's so funny. Like, I've helped out some guys and like got some girls started on some like their nutrition. Most people just don't know what food is, right?
Oh,
they'll eat and they'll be like, oh, I ate X amount of calories. And it's like, yeah, but it was full of bullshit, like Chick-fil-A or something. It doesn't really count for anything. But every time, you know, 3 or 4 days later, after I get someone on a meal plan with like some diverse foods that I know are good for them, they'll say, you know, like, I'm full, right? They're like, there's so much food, so much food. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then they'll say like, I'm like, how's your energy? It's like, oh, it's phenomenal. And it's like, yeah, no shit.
You're not eating processed foods.
You're not eating processed foods. You're eating real food. You know where it came from. Like, yeah, you probably do have more energy.
Yeah, it was funny because like my ex would like weigh out hot fries, and women, you cannot tell how to eat. That's like one thing I've learned in my life. And I'd be like, I don't think you're supposed to be eating hot fries. And to me, I ain't weighing out hot fries, bro. I'm eating the whole bag. If I'm gonna eat them. But then, like, I know people like that will eat all these, and bodybuilders as well, that will eat like, oh, I eat so many calories and I can't gain weight. And I'm like, and then they're like talking about how much they shit all this out. And, you know, I'm like, well, if you're shitting out all this stuff, it's not sticking to you. Some of that should be processed, and I think it just runs through your body. I remember my buddy was like, I'll eat fast food and 30 minutes later, I'll shit it out. My metabolism's so good. And it's like, yeah, but you're not like breaking down any of that food.
Yeah, just fiber.
It goes straight through you. And once you start, and then it's crazy because once you start eating really good for a while, like your metabolism really picks up, and like you can digest food so much quicker. Like I'm eating 3,700 calories right now, and the worst thing I'm eating is a Cliff Bar and a muffin. I'll eat, you know.
Yeah, the worst thing you eat is the Cliff Bar. The muffin is on point. It's on point.
Yeah, it's the Cliff Bar actually does have a lot more sugar than that muffin does.
Yeah, Cliff Bars have a ton of sugar. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I do them pre-workout.
Ah, smart.
Yeah, I always try to do my sugars around my workouts.
Yeah. So my off season, my bulk. Yeah, I'll just look forward to the muffin pre-workout. Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm starting to see people really do muffins. It makes
for real, bro. It's a real. It's not just like Nate Epler. It's a real thing. Like I've had muffins for years. They're too fatty.
I found a Raisin Bran muffin one that was really low in fats, but the rest of them they're like 16 grams of fat. I'm a very low fat guy, high carb guy. So like in prep, I was down to 30 grams of fat a day. I don't know if you get that low.
I don't. I get pretty, I don't have fats. Right now I have like 2 tablespoons of peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest of that, it's like whatever fat is sprinkled in chicken breast. I might have some of that, or, you know, if there's any fat in white fish.
So you're low fat too. Do you get good carbs?
My coach likes to think I get good carbs.
Yeah, I hear that.
But
a lot.
I'm a no fat kind of guy, and he'll fill me up with carbs.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I am, and I like to save my carbs for night if I can too. Though, like,
oh really?
I don't know. You might want to look it up. It actually like helps you sleep because it like helps lower your cortisol levels.
I could believe that.
It's my buddy sent me something about it, and I was reading into it, and I was like, dude, I do sleep so much better because if I sleep and only have protein in me, it's horrible.
Yeah.
You don't get cravings that night?
I get cravings all the time. I don't know.
You can control during the day.
I feel like the day is so long that they're not. I think about it more. Once I like make it to pre-gym, pre-workout, my day's just easy.
So you're a later in the day type of workout guy.
Yeah, I go at night. I'm not in the gym till at least 6:30.
Is that because of energy or just?
Just work schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and plus, like, I like to take a quick nap, you know, from work.
Before the gym.
Oh, I love my naps, bro. I'm just laughing at you for waking up, eating, and then going and take a nap.
Yeah, naps are the best, man. You don't even understand until you're like, bodybuilding naps are totally different too, because you just wear your body down. Yeah. People are like, why do you sleep so much? I gotta recover, dude.
Yeah, I gotta recover.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. After like lunch, I'll just be like dog tired, and I'll just be like, all right, it's 12:30. Just ate some chicken and rice, and those carbs hit, and I'm like, all right, I'm passing out for like 10 minutes. It's awesome, dude. Okay. So you had the Olympia in 16 weeks, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what are you gonna do differently? What's the plan? Because this will be your 3rd appearance.
3rd, yeah.
Congrats. All right. Yeah. So you've been there before. You've gotten the jacket before. You've been on the stage. What's going to be different this 3rd time? 3rd time's a charm, right?
Yeah. And I said that by like 32, I think I'll really be like really tough to deal with. 32 to 34.
How old are you now?
I'm 29. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm 28. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So I think it'll take a few years. I mean, I'm confident, but I'm humble at the same time because some of these guys are really, really big. But I want to come in about the same weight, which was about 180.
Okay.
And I mean, that was before the carb up, so I might have weighed a little bit more, but I might have weighed less because I was dry too.
Yeah, you might have weighed less.
Yeah. So you never know. I might have weighed, without the water, I could have weighed less. But I want to put on 2 pounds of muscle and lose about 2 pounds of fat. But with me, intermuscular fat actually looks good on me because it makes me look fuller.
Gotcha.
And a little bit of water makes me look fuller because I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
So and I still can hold the lines with a little bit more fat because I'm longer muscles.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. But I had size really quick. I actually, from last Olympia, which was December, to it would have been what was June? Yeah, just this last show. I put on 5 pounds of muscle.
Oh shit.
So it's because I do really well with reverse diets. This time, since I was single, I was really focusing on myself more than anybody else. So
it's not just I was single.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I get it, brother. I get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
If I'm stressed out, man, anybody, if you're stressed out, it's going to affect your cortisol levels, which can make you hold water, can make you, hold fat, and then, or make you lose muscle. So much to it. And like, that was another thing. I focused on my posing, sleeping, and not stressing. I did a lot of like nature walks and or just like chilling outside, just meditating type thing, which is really good.
Yeah.
Which that's my plan this time, is just to go about it the same way. Still work, Uber passes time for me too. I just take my food with me and eat. And it honestly keeps me consistent on my meals, because I could pull over to get McDonald's if I want, but that's not me. I'll never do that. But if I have my food with me in the car, I'll eat it between rides. It keeps me consistent and whatnot. So
every gas station has a microwave. I learned that from my wife. That's how she became my wife. She taught me that, and I was like, I've been eating cold chicken, rice, and broccoli for 2 years. I was like, oh yeah, sign me up. This one, she's smart.
I don't mind it though. I bring a pound of chicken or 2 in my bag, and I'll eat it cold.
Oh, no, never again.
But just wash it down with some actually, I do diet sodas throughout the prep besides the last 3 weeks. Yeah. But those will help. But yeah, that's the plan for the Olympia, man. And I think this time, since I'm bigger, I think it's gonna be a good one, because I'm hoping everybody shows up, but I'm really thinking I could do top 5.
Okay.
As long as I get, like I said, as long as I add that size, and I have to come in leaner. But the thing is about the Olympia, they like you bigger. The Arnold, which I still might do, they want you leaner.
Oh.
The judges typically in bodybuilding, they looked for the leaner look. Yeah. And that's what I've learned. And then, which is, if, the Arnold was all invite this year.
It's invite.
So they're still working on that with the wheelchair division. Which if it is invite and they do allow the wheelchair division to go, I will be invited, because I did the show and I won. So I was like, cool. Yeah, so, that's right. That's right. So I'll do that as a warm up. I think it's 3 weeks before. I was like, that's a good time to, mess with my peak week. That's awesome. Yeah. See if I can, manipulate my body to make it look really, really lean and hard and conditioned. Cool. Dude. All right. So outside of bodybuilding, I know we talked on I think we did a good job talking about bodybuilding, where you are. You're talking about moving. And I remember a while back, you thought about Arizona, moving to Phoenix. Yeah. You still thinking that? So anywhere south, after Texas, because Dallas has been on my list too. I have a bunch of friends I have out there. Yeah. It's hot, but it's not too humid. Yeah. And then I also have family in Louisiana, probably 45 minutes north of New Orleans, across Lake Pontchartrain. Yeah. But they're they're really out there in the country. And I went and visited them afterwards, and it was super humid. That would be hard to deal with. But I do have a large family out there. In the South, your family's just, you have a lot of cousins and uncles and aunts. And so I was talking about moving out there. They're like, well, you have no excuse. It's not like you wouldn't know anybody out here. You have 20 aunts, uncles, and cousins. And I was like, But then I have my mom, and I'm sure, I don't know about your parents, but they want me around all the time. They would freak out if I were 800 miles away.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to do what's best for you, and that's what I'm trying to figure out this next year. And then Indiana, like you said, you're a physique pro. I know one other physique pro. I'm starting to see more pros pop up. Nathan Epler just made it to the Olympia.
Yeah.
Derek Lunsford's actually from here too, and Nathan's opening a gym in near you, I think.
Yeah. Where's he gonna? I don't know where it's gonna be. I think it's
Greenwood.
It's supposed to open up, I want to say October, November.
Yep, I'm going. I'm joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be out there too. That'll be my 4th gym membership. I don't know if I'll get my lifetime one, but
just make sure, like, when you get your Ubers, like, you get at least paid to drive to Greenwood, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, actually, Uber allows you to do that. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Uber for the win. All right, dude. Before we wrap up, because I gotta get some food in me pretty soon. 2 things. Are there any plugs you want to make? I'm pretty sure Evan Williams Peach Whiskey, you want to plug them as a sponsor?
Oh God, no. Do I want to get sponsored?
Oh, do you have any sponsors? Anyone you want to plug or thank or?
No, man, I don't. I don't have any sponsors. They all want follows now.
I know.
Yeah, I'm about to be my 3rd Olympia, and I've had stuff, and they're like, we can make you an ambassador, and I'm like, bro, I drink protein shakes from Walmart and look better than your athletes. But, and the weird thing is I talk about this often. Is it seems like cute people. You just gotta be cute, and have a nice body. You don't need. It could be genetics. And you get a lot of follows, and people think you know what you're talking about, especially when you're in this 20 to 23 to 24 year range. And I'm like, metabolism hasn't even caught up to you yet. I see how you wait 5-6 years, and you see it. Wait until they're 29. Look at our friends that are our age now. I know that used to look great 5 years ago, and are still doing the same exact thing. It's just their body doesn't process it as quick, So it's a frustrating thing too, and but I know one day it'll pay off. Like, I have a goal. It's bigger than bodybuilding. It's bigger than me. I just really want one day for people with disabilities to have the opportunity I do. Yeah. So if I got to sacrifice a little bit more, so be it. One day somebody will get sponsored, and hopefully they'll be like, I was part of the person that helped the sport grow.
Yeah, definitely paving the way, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, I'm learning from Harold. I'll thank Harold. Harold has always been a good mentor for me. He's the guy who wins Mr. Olympia, and Tony is really cool. These guys in my class, my bodybuilding class, I love spending time with them. I spent time with Kyle Roberts this week. All these older guys, they hype me up. They tell me I'm doing the right thing. They help me with adjustments that I need to make, and I love it. I love the IFBB Pro League. I mean, along with the Manions, like the Perezos are really cool. I have all the officials are awesome. Like, so thankful for all of them, man. Yeah. So I guess those are the plugs.
Okay, gotcha. Good plugs. Good plugs. It makes sense, right? Like, there's no reason bodybuilding shouldn't be like the world's biggest sport in general. There's heavy stuff to be lifted everywhere.
Oh yeah, and it's growing a lot. That's what, like I said, like it seems like it's growing. I mean, especially the bikini division, the classic division's growing.
Classic bikini wellness. It's all crazy, and it's even like, maybe not as many people want to be open bodybuilders, but we all respect those physiques. And even there's been a handful of men's physique guys that have made the transition to classic and are doing well. And I think that's going to push even more classic guys to think about the 212 and the open. And, it's all about that progression and what you want to look like. And actually, I was struggling with that this week in my training. It's like, all right, I always had this vision for myself to just look great, like phenomenal. Yeah. But it's like, all right, shit, now I'm a pro. Now, what do I envision my physique being? And it's like, I don't know. So I'm still trying to think about that. But it's just great to know that, like, we're in a sport that when you're a pro for life, and it's all about improving over time.
Yeah. And some people, I feel like, get their pro card and then they kind of set it up. But I feel like you're kind of like me and you want to compete.
Yeah. I want to
And
compete.
Sometimes that doesn't leave you. And that's what I love about this sport too. You don't have to go to college to do it.
Yeah.
Even if you did, or you went and you like, it's never too late. You know what I mean? It's never too late to get into this sport. And actually, like, they say your muscle maturity isn't even like done until 32, 31, 32. And that's
when you start getting good. And then you'll start you start drying out better. The peaking becomes, I've noticed that this year I've been more, I don't know if my wife will attest to this, but I felt like I've been more of a professional within my prep, right?
Yeah.
Like the food, everything was just clicking this year. Food, supplementation, cardio. I didn't have that much this year. So it's just, I feel like I've just been more professional, my attitude, and just like, yeah, this shit sucks. It's my choice, whatever. I still got work to do. Like, my employment, and then I'll go bodybuild, but like, it didn't affect me as much. And I think that has to do with just maturing. And so I'm looking forward to getting, I'm looking forward to being older. I'm not rushing it, but, and seeing what it looks like next year and the year after.
Yeah, 30s don't look too bad, do they?
Nah, not at all.
You like keep growing and looking better, and I keep thinking about that too. I'm like, I feel better now than I did in my like 23, 24 years old. I was waking up hungover all the time. I was like, I feel so much better now.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember there was a point in my life I realized, I think I was like a junior in college, just like, if I'm not drinking or in the gym, something went wrong in my day.
I want to see what you looked like in college when you were drinking and stuff.
Oh my God.
You got to do an updated picture.
Oh my God. No, dude. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you personally. That's about it.
Did you have like a belly?
No, I didn't have a belly. I was small, dude. I'm small in nature. I went to high school, started freshman year, 4'11", 92 pounds. So very different than 6'5". I graduated maybe 5'5", 5'6", at 123 pounds. I think I left college, about 5'10" range where I'm sitting at now at 165 pounds. And I still today remember the first time I was like, all right, Dave, you're kind of big. You're getting big. Is when my buddy's sister, they're twins, she was like, David, you've been working out. We were playing beach volleyball and I had my shirt off.
Yeah.
Been working out. I was like, yeah, a couple days a week.
And then it clicked. And it feels good. But it's mainly dudes that tell us that. You think it'd be women, but it's like, dude, you look good, bro.
Yeah, it's all bros.
Yeah, girls are kind of like, I don't know. I think they're like turned off by it or something. I don't know. But
my wife says like,
guys love me.
Yeah, guys love me. I got bros. I got friends. My wife's like, don't get any bigger. Especially in like off season, I'll get to like once I hit 215, like my snoring gets really bad, right?
Yeah, mine too. I'm already like that.
She's like, you don't need to get any bigger. She's like, I don't like you the size. And I'm like, but the pumps.
Yeah. And the food. I don't know. I like it bigger and fluffier too. Most people like I don't need abs. I don't care.
Yeah. I still have lines that show where the abs are year round. So it's like, I've got abs.
Exactly.
And it's like, have you had an Oreo? They're wonderful.
Bro, I do my cheat days would be once a week. And I would always make sure I got like cheesecake and Oreos, and I'd go through the whole packet of Oreos, the family size. And sometimes I put peanut butter on them. It's because like
I hope you have some insulin on board, because holy crap.
Dude, I was just like loading shit up, man. Like I lose weight so quick, so sometimes he'll like, dude, go all out. And I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, say less.
Oreos, always Oreos.
Oreos. I'm a big red velvet kind of guy at cake. Like I
like red velvet.
That's why my IG name is Steak and Cake. My favorite cheat meals is give me a medium rare steak and some red velvet cake, and I'm good, bro. I think
I'm gonna have a medium rare steak tonight.
Oh man, send me a picture.
Yeah.
All right, before we go, what makes you up next, right? Like it's called the Next Up Bodybuilding Podcast. Why 16 weeks? They're going to be calling your name, not for second, but hopefully first.
Dude, I wish it was first. I'm going to tell you the truth right now. it's going to be hard as hell beating Harold.
Harold
sat
beast.
down with him.
Yeah.
I told him, I'll tell you just like I told him when we were eating dinner. We went to Huddle House, me, him, and my coach. Yeah. He's awesome. He met us out at like 11 p.m. He was like, I'm going to meet Brad before he goes back to Indy. He's from Dallas. But I told him, I said, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I'll ever beat you. You're going to have to retire for me to win. But I was like, but I hope when you retire, it's like when Dorian Yates retired and Ronnie Coleman won, because I seriously want to do the officer down, man. This is my goal. Like when I saw that, I was like, that's me. I got to do it. And and the coolest thing is most of these guys winning are lower injuries. So they have all their abs.
Okay.
I want to be that guy with the higher injury to win. No excuses.
Gotcha. No excuses. So, man, it sounds.
Did you write that down?
Oh, I like to take notes. No, I really do. Like
no excuses.
No, it helps me, come up with a title, right? For one, and then it helps me remember, like, specifically, what we discussed. And then I always like to create like a little bio for our interactions. Yeah, I'm a professional at this.
Yeah. I see your background.
Yeah. It's not too bad. I need to work on some lighting, but other than that, like, this is real.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to share. I liked my last podcast. It was really cool. And the guy was a power lifter, disabled power lifter. So that was really cool.
Damn. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's cool. You know how it is. I feel like this fitness industry is so big. It's beyond just bodybuilding too.
Yeah. So there's only a couple people that have quoted what you said earlier. It's bigger than bodybuilding. So like when I heard you say that, it's like, all right, he's got the right mindset. He's in the right space for this. Like, you're you got to know your why. If you don't know your why, good luck. You're going to be burnt out real quick. Oh yeah. Cause it's not fun. This isn't fun.
Yeah. How many times have you been? Yeah. That's what I say. My workout today, I was like, dude, fuck this, man. Like, why do I push myself so damn hard? Yesterday, I drove 7 hours, or I worked out in the morning for 2 or 3 hours. And then I drive on the road 7 to 8 hours to get to Indy, have enough time to feed my dogs. And I was like, fuck, I don't have food at home. So I had to go run some errands, get some food and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm so worn out, but I want to win. So you're burned out, but you're like, I'm choosing my why over my feelings right now.
Yeah. Choosing the why. I love it, dude. Man, thanks so much for hopping on. I know this is something I've been looking forward to, and like, I'm glad we got it scheduled. And hell yeah, dude. The next time, why's calling me now?
Well, heck yeah.
We're gonna do this again, right? We're gonna do this before or after the O. Best of luck.
Hopefully after the O, and I do really well.
Yes, sir. And we'll have some sponsors to plug next time. How about that?
Yeah, no, for real. That's what we both need to be working on, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Make some money back in this.
Yeah, steak. You sponsored by steak, man. USDA approved.
USDA Prime. All right, brother. Appreciate it.